but don't be surprised if we see some crazy tire strategies or fuel strategies come to the end of the race. I was speaking with a couple of the guys earlier before the race started going here. They're getting about 28, 29 laps of fuel on their own. Wouldn't be surprised if we can see a couple of guys stretch 30, maybe even 31 laps out of these trucks in the draft. Michigan is a big 2-mile oval. It's going to be a lot of opportunity for people to follow, especially with this extra horsepower package that we're running today. 10% extra horsepower compared to the norm. If a couple of guys do really well holding onto their tires, keeping their rubber underneath them, they're going to be able to follow really easily without having to push those cars too hard.
Heck yeah. So on pole for tonight's race. Tried to win the championship last season. Got busy because of work, but he makes his return. And Alicia, he thinks he's going to be able to make most of the races this season. It's Dylan Herviton. To his outside, the driver who almost won the championship in Season 2, battling Herviton. They get together, maybe his fault, causing a wreck to make them both lose the championship. To his outside's Aiden Gould. And how about this? Longtime contender in Frontier, still looking for his first career win. That is Ricky Mendonça. To his outside, Season 3 Frontier Truck Tour champion and Power Racing Season 5 champion, Pop-Tart Pete. And to the inside is Season 4 Power Racing champion, Douglas Henry. He's won a few races here at Frontier, but ladies and gentlemen, as the pace car pulls off, 30 cars ready to do battle at Michigan. We got increased horsepower, increased action. We are racing. Down the back straightaway. Alicia, this looks a lot like super speedway style pack racing once we start. How long will this last?
I think as long as these tires keep cool and fresh, you're going to see these guys all over each other. As those tires start to wear, they're going to have to give themselves more room and be careful to not overwear those tires, as it's going to become more and more important as the run goes on. I think, though, at the beginning here, we're going to see a lot of action as Aiden looks to the inside of Dylan.
This is a battle we've seen every race at Michigan and Frontier. Herviton and Gould going at it, and guess what, Alicia? Herviton always comes out on the big end. Why? Because he lets Aiden get aggressive and burn up those tires. You think tires, Michigan, we're racing like it's a super speedway, we're in trucks, does that really matter? Well, season number 4 Frontier, it's proven it does matter. These guys are going to be lifting out of the throttle, being easy on how much they feel like they need to turn in or correct the car. It's a race of attrition. I understand our lap counter is not working at the moment. We're going to try to get that fixed. We're on lap 3. Alicia, how long is this race?
We're running 90 laps today, Noah.
90 laps today. We'll try to get that fixed for you guys watching momentarily. But already single file, this is different from previous seasons.
I really wasn't expecting this. No, watching these guys in practice, everyone was super aggressive, trying to stay with one another. Maybe they've recognized that 90 laps is way longer than a 5-lap shootout at practice. And that fuel strategy might play a big part in it here, as you really got to conserve to get 30 laps out of the car. And since we're running 90 laps, these guys don't want to make that extra gas and go at the end when they're running 28, 29 max by themselves.
Ricky Mendonça on the outside of Pop-Tart Pete. I'm going to go and try to solve the lap counter issue. Jacob Felicia, go ahead and tell the audience, why did you want to join the booth full time and call us for these next few laps?
Well, everyone, I had a wonderful time here with Noah the last couple of races that I was in the booth with him here in Season 3, especially the race at Indianapolis Raceway Park. We had a really awesome time and a really great race. We were able to bounce off of each other really well. And when you find a good connection like this, you can't help but want to crave more of it. So here I am in the booth with Noah. We had an awesome time. We went out to Chicagoland here recently to see the Cup and the O'Reilly race too. That was a really wonderful time. As Leggett has a big wiggle through 1 and 2 there. Legat in 8th place currently. He is a winner and previous champion. I'm not surprised to see him up near the front. I wouldn't be surprised to see him even closer up to the front as there is a move for the lead again. Herbertson's looking inside under Gould. He's got the drafting help from Mendonça. He's probably going to get that push ahead there. Looks like he is clear now. Is Mendonça going to try to make a move, or is he playing strategy early of keeping his stuff under him so that he can go fast later?
Yeah, Herbertson back to the point. Now Gould has it out of the Mendonça, and this is kind of what I was... Oh, we might have a crash in the back. Yes, we do. Raymond Wimmer, David Wright. Lane Myers approaches the wrecked race car of Raymond Wimmer. Still no yellow. If I'm correct right now, Raymond has stopped. The truck is killing the back straightaway. He will have to tow. And this did not pull a yellow out of race control. Now it will. A little late. Brody Cummings might have been involved. See, Lane Myers seems to be looking okay. That's Jordan Marion and the Holstein Cow-High truck, the number 10. And there's David Wright. Oh, man, remember David Wright, Talladega Dash winner back in Season 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay. Let's see if the keybinds still work. I'm a little nervous. Oh, it does. So we're looking at the 42 and the 10 in the middle of the screen. Even Raymond Wimmer is right there. Where does it go wrong? Raymond pushes up the track across the nose of the 42. Big front end impact. And just nowhere for Jordan Marion to go. And this is about where we caught up with the group. Let's watch that again. David Wright on board. And Raymond coming up. And there's just nothing he or Jordan Marion can do, unfortunately. And with an early yellow like this, Alicia, will this bring some drivers down pit road? Yes, it will, including one of the leaders, Aiden Gould. These guys are heading down pit road to top off fuel. No, they're not taking tires. This is strategy, and we've seen it result in wins before.
You know, coming in to get that fuel is going to make it absolutely sure that you won't need to conserve the rest of the way. But with how close these guys were running in terms of the number, I almost wonder if this caution itself is going to make it enough so that the leaders can make it without having to overly conserve or worry about making a second pit stop. So if you're in the back of the pack here, coming in to top off absolutely makes sense. But I feel like some of these guys up at the front really gave up some track position, though so many guys came in that it may not be too bad. I know Steven James and Derek Stanley probably feel like they made the right decision. I feel like they did too. I think they're going to be up there at the front, and that's going to help them with their whole race getting that track position so early.
And by the way, so many drivers hit pit road. Aiden Gould pit from about the 3rd or 4th position. He's now 7th, so it's not like he lost a bunch of positions. He merely just went backwards a few, and he's aggressive enough. He'll try to go get him back.
He's definitely got tons of time to make that up, even if it's not being aggressive. So.
Alrighty, we get them 2 by 2, Alicia. Next time by, we will see the green flag. Dylan Herbertson, Ricky Mendonça, Spencer Burton, Brent Murphy, Derek Stanley, Steven James, your 6 trucks that did not hit pit road. Before we go green for just a moment, we're going to do a quick eye overlay restart to see if we could get that lap counter fixed. We have that makeshift fix, but I am not a fan of how that looks. I'm sure people at home watching are not either. And there we go. Looks like that did the trick.
Very good.
You know, it used to work way back in the day, and then developers do what developers do, and they add cool things, and somehow it breaks the existing things. But enough complaining. Dylan Herviton will lead them to the points. Ricky Mendonça, Brett Murphy, Spencer Burton, Derek Stanley, Stephen James, your top 3 rows. We're back racing here in Michigan. We'll begin lap number 10. Great restart out of Herviton. And then we're going to be 2 by 2 behind him. Brett Murphy, he made the chase last season, although winless. Looked really stout at the end of the season. I believe he did finish 7th in points. Now he's 3rd.
Ooh.
Can he make something happen?
Gould and Derek Stanley came together there out of the exit of 4. Not too hard of a contact, but scary to see when you're right in front of the whole field on the start.
Derek Stanley, another driver that made the chase last season who doesn't have a win in Frontier in his career. And a driver that's won the Mudslinger Classic at Eldora, as well as a win, I believe it came at Chicagoland, the inaugural winner of Frontier Truck Tour. That's Douglas Henry. And he's looking 3 wide right now. He feels good.
These guys are jockeying all over the place. They've got this extra horsepower, and they are making it work, making those trucks go left, right, forward. Definitely the fastest way around the track is in the draft of the truck ahead, but you can only go as fast as that lead truck when you're doing that draft. So, ooh, everyone wants to get by and be up front as Derek Stanley has a moment there through 1 and 2, has to fall back.
And Aiden Gould, from hitting that pit stop and having right around a 9-lap advantage on fuel, is to the inside of Brett Murphy. Now the part of the relative you guys are used to seeing that shows the pit stops is not going to show that most recent pit stop because we did restart iOverlay. But right now, Aiden Gould, lap advantage for fuel. And now he's going to make a move for the lead on Ricky Mendonça. Look at this, to the inside goes the Gooner.
Whoa, Matthew Leggett gets mega sideways through 1 and 2. Touched the apron going through there. Oh my goodness, nearly lost that truck. Good job hanging on.
And Doug's going to be all over his tailgate as they dive down into turn 3. Meanwhile, Aiden Gould dives down to the inside. Can he make something happen? And Aiden Gould will clear Ricky Mendonça. Brett Murphy, your top 3. 6/10 in front of Spencer Burton, who leads the butt snorkeler Stephen James, followed by Dylan Herviton, Matthew Leggett, Douglas Henry, and Pop-Tart Pete. A bunch of PAL Racing veterans in this top 10, Alicia. Are you surprised?
Not at all, man. These guys are the best, especially in these extra horsepower situations. The trucks normally in a fixed setup configuration have some excuse me, have an understeer sort of in them, and that extra horsepower is going to help rotate that back end around, just like a Xfinity now O'Reilly car. I think these guys are in their element right now.
Stephen James using that high line right now, Alicia, is able to build that momentum. Doesn't need to worry about tire.
Going to be difficult to really say there with the way that these cars with their extra power hang out. You might have to worry more about the right rear than the front tires anywhere here. So that outside lane may not be as detrimental as it usually is, since wearing the right front a little bit more isn't going to be quite as bad for your lap time if you're worried more about the right rear.
Ricky Mendonça currently hanging with Aiden Gould, Brett Murphy in the 3rd spot. They've began to pull away from Stephen James. Stephen James actually has put himself in the middle of no man's land. He might be able to grab a little bit of draft from Brett Murphy to pull up to that top 3, but he was able to get away from Dylan Herviton, your pole sitter, who sees Pete Tart in his rear mirror battling Matthew Leggett. The only two champions at Frontier in 4 seasons are right here in frame. Matthew Legat has won 2 straight championships, and then Pete Tart picked up the win in Season 3, again, as well as the PAL Racing Season 5 championship. He's going to be on a part-time schedule as we get later into the season, so he believes he won't be a championship factor, but he's always going to be in the hunt for wins.
Brett Murphy had a big slide out of 2 there, may have touched the wall. That's probably going to give Stephen James the draft that he needs to catch those guys up at the front now of 2 group. Probably going to be able to catch them pretty easily, especially if they decide to work together rather than battle. Battling's what caused that breakaway, and if they can team up sort of to get back to them almost like super speedway racing, they'll be able to make that happen.
Oh, man, Johnson to the rear bumper of Gould. I don't know if that was manipulating the air, if there was really contact, Alicia, but Gould got sideways.
The drivers were mentioning before the race today, Noah, that packing the air was a big factor, especially once the tires started to wear. We're 18 laps into this thing. Oh, sorry if I cut out there. We're 18 laps into this thing, and packing the air on the back of this truck is something that they really have to keep in mind, especially as those tires start to wear. So I feel like that was probably what you were seeing there, because when it gets really, really close like that, it's almost impossible to keep that car underneath you.
And you were absolutely right about Stephen James joining the fray, but guess what? Herberton and co. still had a toe with that draft. We went from a 3-car breakaway to now nearly the top 7, all within 7/10. And here they are, all in frame.
I feel like you really have to decide to work together if you want to try to form a breakaway. I know those top 7 have done a good job of breaking away from the rest of the pack, but oh man, there's a big 3 wide for the lead into 1.
Brett Murphy all the way down to the inside. He has to wait on that truck to rotate, and you can see he just gets tight and washes up, lifts, worried about getting into another truck, and he'll go from being 3rd looking for 1st to now 7th. Trailing the entire pack, Alicia. That fast in 2 corners, you could go from 3rd to the end of your pack.
Absolutely, and then in the next couple of turns, you can be right back up there. It was all you need is a good run from the draft. I think Legat's trying to set one up himself. He is 4th in line here. Oh, and Pete Tart just cuts right in front of here and cuts off that run. Everyone's trying to time a run here to try to get up to the front. They want to lead now that they've got no concerns about fuel economy.
I feel like I'm watching my racing series in real life. I broadcast the... Oh, dude, forget what I'm saying. Stephen James, the butt snorkeler, just snorkeled the wall, got 2 cheeks in his face, and he's going to lose momentum, but did he gain any damage? We're going to check that right side. That right front wheel well, does it look a little pushed in there, Alicia? I think I see some damage. He's going to bring it down pit side. Potentially bigger issues for Stephen.
Oh, man, that's really unfortunate. He was coming out of 2. Pete had just a little bit of a nose in there, and unfortunately they got together and he got the wall there. Must have been pretty serious if he wanted to come in right away.
Well, I want to know how close are we to the pit cycles. I mean, we're on lap 22. He may be deciding, hey, I'll just take the short pit. I'm not sure.
Well, if you can do maybe 30 laps, he's going to add on a pit stop here. So the pit window's definitely not open at this time. So I think he has to be coming in for that damage repair.
Meanwhile, Dylan Herberton went to the lead. The point I was about to make is I feel like I'm watching my real-life racing series, the Great Lakes Super Sprints. We race Wing 360 sprint cars. You're getting in a guy's draft going down the straightaway, but as soon as you get to the corner, everybody is fanning out to try to find clean air. It's like we're racing at Eldora or I-96 or insert any other big track where you have multiple lanes of racing. All of these guys go into the corner, and they put their nose on a different line. That's by design. You need clean air to the nose of your car for better downforce. Or you got to do what Pete Tart just did. You heard him lifting very early as Brett Murphy gets sideways. Why did Brett Murphy get sideways? Potentially because he was in dirty air, trying to put the power down, and there just was not air pushing the nose down for front downforce. And with extra horsepower, I think these guys are going to burn those right rear tires a lot here at Michigan.
I think the guys that are going to find the most success here with this extra horsepower package are the ones that don't mind riding around a couple of spots away from the front. If they can really just watch their tires, keep a high line maybe, and just make sure that they're getting clean air every time so they're not having to over push their tires to try to keep that lane, that's going to give them all the advantage at the end of the run.
And look at this. Dylan Herbertson has just gapped this little pack back here. Wonder if that's because they were all battling so hard.
I think it is, Noah. These guys have been going after it. And there's been a little bit of draft assistance, too, for Dylan, as David Wright, who had a half spin a little bit earlier, is just pushing that air aside for Dylan, so he's able to essentially get the benefit of the draft without having to battle those guys for the lead. So he's able to pull out a little bit there.
And while these guys were battling, Herbertson is pulled away. Brett Murphy, the 6th car in line. Not sure what happened to Douglas Henry. He was in this group, but he fell back, so maybe he had an incident we didn't quite see. He's getting caught by Spencer Burton, who leads the 2nd pack here at Michigan. And that's so funny to say when you're at this track. You might be used to cup car racing at home, but in these trucks, lower horsepower, the downforce and the aero body is different. You're going to be pack racing while saving tire, while lifting in every corner. And for some of these guys, depending on the line, using brakes. It's phenomenal, and it's awesome racing.
We saw earlier that lead pack sort of separated into 2 groups of 3, and all it took was sort of one break in the draft for them to group back up. I think that's what Douglas Henry's kind of struggling with right now. He needs a break in the pack up ahead to catch those guys. He's been running really, really quickly, but they've sort of strung out in that 2nd pack, so they're not able to work together to get that push like you see at super speedways. So if we see a bunch of battling like they are trying to get around this lapped car here, they're gonna, oh man, they might be giving Henry an opportunity to sneak back into this pack.
Matthew Leggett to the inside of longtime friend Aiden Gould. Both those drivers graduated from high school last year, 18 years old. To their inside, Pop-Tart Pete. He might have just turned 17 or close to it. One of the youngins out here, one of the youngest. Before we get into green flag pit stops, it's time for a through the field. Running first right now, your pole sitter, Dylan Herbertson. A lot of wins at Frontier, still looking for that championship. 2nd spot, Alicia, Ricky Mendonça, yet to grab a win. But man, he's always shown some speed. Who's in 3rd?
Well, that's Matthew Leggett, Noah, series runner and series champion, 2-time champion. Who's up behind him here? Pete Tart.
Pop-Tart Pete,
the champions
we just talked
together
about
again.
him. Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Just passing him
Yep.
right here. That's the Gooner, Aiden Gould, PAL Racing Season 3 champion. You guys have had quite some battle. And the 6th spot?
Yep, we've had plenty. The 6th spot, that's Brett Murphy, looking really great for his run so far. Just behind him, Douglas Henry. He's ever so quietly edging up to that front pack. I think maybe he's done a good job of watching those tires. And he'll be able to push them for everything they're worth and try to get the most at the back end.
Just behind the PAL Racing Season 4 champion. A pair of good old boys, good friends here. Spencer Burton and the 51 out of South Carolina. And just behind him, Florida's Jacob Blakely. We've had him in the booth a few times. It's always a hoot. He wants to run for a championship. Well, he said he's going to run full time. He'd love to win a championship, but running for points at PAL full time, Frontier might be a little part time. And just behind him, his first career start in the Frontier Truck Tour, brand new to the series, it's Joshua Gayman. Outside the top 10, running in 11th, the 76 of Derek Stanley. Again, made the chase last season, trying to do the same thing again and maybe get a first career win. 12th place.
12th place currently is Kevin Feemster in the number 17, looking really awesome in this Bucky's paint. I think that's the favorite one I've seen out here so far today. And not far behind him, Ronnie Lane. He and I had a really great battle at Richmond a few months ago in the PAL series as we've got our first taker for the pits. That's Derek Stanley jumping into the pit lane.
Here comes Derek Stanley rolling down pit road. We just talked about him. He was running near the top 10. We look back behind Ronnie Lane. Matt Fortran. I've ran into this guy a few times, maybe literally once or twice. He races street stocks with me on Tuesdays. During the summer, I've had some fun running leagues again. That's been a blast. So I've got to interact with Matt a few times just behind him. Jaden Alexander, I believe he does have just a few starts underneath this belt. A little sporadic this season, but we see him return.
Second place Mendonça hits pit lane. Couple more call outs are coming through on the radio.
So Ricky Mendonça, probably your biggest leader so far, hits pit road. Brett Murphy behind him. And Spencer Burton. Yeah, he was like 7th, but he was, 4 or 5 tenths behind Brett Murphy. That means he maximized pit road entry, Alicia. How important is that?
Yeah. Oh, man, that's going to mean
but he
everything.
Has to roll through this box.
Oh,
he had to
no.
back up.
Oh, that's going to cost him dearly. Every second on the pit road is a second on the track, and you can't afford to give that up. I mean, just your position on the track, your track position is going to be so huge no matter what you do. These guys only have 2 sets of tires today, and it's probably going to be a 2-stopper. I think these guys are going to try to get 4 tires and fuel on lap 30 and 60, try to run it out to the end.
Dylan Herviton slow on track right now. Crash report out of the 67. I don't know why he's so slow entering. I'm not sure what's going on, guys.
Noah Herviton is out of fuel.
How? How did that happen, Alicia? How could he run out of fuel?
I have no idea, Noah. He's been running up front by himself. I guess he's just been pushing it nonstop and not paying close attention to his fuel number.
The King's Hawaiian rolls have been left unbuttered this Thanksgiving. Dylan Herviton, how many times have we seen him jip himself out of a race win? He hit the pit road entry barrels at Homestead. He got self-spun at another track in the previous season. And once again, he's slow rolling to his box. He has the first pit stall. I don't think he's going to make it, Alicia.
Oh,
Maybe.
never has anyone cursed themselves for winning pole as hard as Herviton's got to be cursing himself now. The last thing he wants to do is get a tow, and I think he's just barely going to make it. But man, has this cost him a ton of time.
Already 1 lap down. Here's leader AJ Gould, going to put him 2 laps down. Matthew Legat, bump draft from Pop-Tart Pete. These guys have yet to pit. Douglas Henry back into the fray. You mentioned he would save tires and have a run at the end of this cycle. Here he is.
Ooh.
Is he going to go for something? He has the run. Looks to the inside. Will he go 3 wide bottom? Yes, he will. Here comes the hammer. Douglas Henry. Door sideways. Nearly. That was a little ambitious. It's still not over. Derek Stanley is 1 lap down trying to get his lead back. He's already pit. Gould goes backwards. Douglas Henry gets 3rd. And Matthew Legat assumes the lead in front of Pete Sartz. A lot of drivers hitting pit road. Caution
And the yellow comes out.
Guys, I have an incident report. I'm looking for it. Where is it? It's on Ronnie Lane. There he is. The truck is wrecked. Ronnie Lane, this is on the front straightaway. What could this mean? What happened? I have an incident report out of Kevin Feemster. He may have been involved in the 17. That truck is out askew. Right side damage. Let's take a look at the replay, Alicia. I do not know what happens. Top of the screen. Look at the top of the screen. Red truck is Ronnie Lane. And looks like he might come up across Kevin Feemster. Ronnie Lane was not clear. That's not an incident we typically see out of Ronnie Lane, guys. He doesn't make mistakes like that, but he just believed he was clear. I mean, from that angle, you could feel like maybe the spotter might have called outside clear when he had that bumper just a frame in front, but I think your mirror and your audio would tell you you're not clear. Kevin Feemster cannot be happy about that one. I'm disappointed. I'm sorry to see that happen.
There are a lot of guys that are really sorry to see this happen, as the guys that pit earlier now have to wait for the waiver round to go and get any service additionally. Legat leads them down pit road, but those guys were probably getting ready to come in anyway, so this isn't going to change up their strategy at all. Coming in on lap 39, they can definitely make it on one more stop, so we'll see all these guys getting 4 fresh tires and slapping that thing full of fuel.
This series is Frontier Truck Tour, iRacing, alcohol, and the beautiful mix of both. Something fun we have going on right now. If I don't know if you guys can tell, maybe I'm doing a good job at hiding it. I am intoxicated and getting intoxicated. I am drinking Buzz Balls. I got some margarita mixes and Tito's all in one cup. Meanwhile, Alicia, you're completely sober. Maybe by lap 90, you're going to have to do most of the calling.
I'm here for you, Noah. Just make sure you can make it home safe from the track tonight.
That's why they call an Uber to my hotel. Pre-order. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this time by we'll get the 1 to go signal from the flagman to go side by side. And come back
I think
to the
with
green.
the caution coming out mid-pit cycle, I think Mendonça was on the lead lap when the yellow came out, so those behind Mendonça don't get the wave around. I think he's going to be your leader coming to the green here.
He did, in fact, stay out, Alicia. He pit lap 32. The rest of the field, and by the rest of the field, I mean, 2nd through 14th, pit lap 38. That was preceding the caution. So that means Ricky Mendonça was one of the few drivers that stayed out to not top off fuel. A couple of drivers did top off fuel on this lap 38 pit stop. The tires shouldn't be that big of a difference, maybe by just a few laps. We're going to extend the yellow by 1 more lap. Race control believes that we need to give some guys a chance to get waved around. Here's the 5 of Mickey Sundara. If you are a long time, I don't know what else to put it because it hasn't all been on PAL Racing. If you've just watched my broadcast in the past, that is a Throttle Hopper Racing League regular, Mickey Sundara. Mickey and his first career start in Frontier Truck Tour. Some ball knowledge there. You might recognize Mickey. Aaron Warren, as well as Spencer Burton, Gary Smoke. So race control puts an effort to make sure all these guys get back to the front in an orderly manner. They're not power down as the field hits the restart zone. Gives everybody a fair chance. Well, I'm not sure about that car. Maybe he'll have to hustle a little bit. I'm not sure who that was. But everybody else. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, we are not coming to green. We extended the yellow after we had passed the start-finish line. That's on me. Hey, let's talk about this, Alicia. These guys that are 1 lap down, rolling down pit road, what are they doing? What's the strategy here? Why is this something to note?
Well, I'm thinking real hard here, Noah. I'm not really picking up what the strategy is. Maybe they wanted to get that wave around before they went and pit, but I guess they are topping off the fuel, but I don't see the strategy benefit in that.
Well, let's talk about it. Ricky Mendonça, he's going to kind of gatekeep that wave around. The only guy that got to get a lap back was the free pass car, which I believe should be Mickey Sundara, which means David Wright, Brett Murphy, Stephen James, Dylan Hervitson, Jordan Marion, who I think might be fixing damage right now, They said, hey, if we're not getting our lap back, let's go put extra fuel in the truck. It can't hurt. It can only gain you something.
I see. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Noah. Yeah, especially if that means that they can stay out a couple extra laps, and maybe have that lead lap at the time when maybe a well-timed caution comes out and gets them back on the lead lap.
Hey, at Michigan or any other track this big, extra fuel cannot hurt.
You're absolutely right, Noah.
50 laps to go. When we hit the start-finish line, it'll be 49. Mickey Sundara? Sorry, Mandonza. I'm already getting drunk. That's not Sundara. That's Mandonza. He'll lead him to green. Matthew Leggett, Pete Tart, Joshua Gayman, Douglas Henry, Aiden Gould. Your top 3 rows. You're back racing. Great jump for Mandonza. Pete Tart second, 3 wide just behind. 29 of Mike LaJoy. Meet in the sandwich on the bottom side. Jaden Alexander. To the top side, Jacob Blakely. And Mike LaJoy will clear. Down the back straightaway, we stay clean.
These guys have got 4 fresh tires under them now. They've probably got to sort of relearn how to feel the car as it goes through those corners. Now they've got that extra grip. Give them a lap or two to sort things out, and they'll be probably right back at each other's throats.
Joshua Gayman, he's looking pretty straight right now, straight to the top. The rookie about to make the pass for third, maybe even for second. He looks to the outside of Pop-Tart Pete and gives him the bumper down the back straightaway. Joshua Gayman trying to flex some muscle. There is a top rookie award this season. He's trying to earn it. Battle for the lead, Alicia.
Tart looks inside. Everybody's on the same tire right now, and they both got help behind them. No one's going to be clearly ahead here. It's going to be close going into the next turn. I think the 2 on the outside were just lined up a little bit better. So that's Mandonza that's going to take the lead into 1 and 2.
Aiden Gould on the bottom side. Did he learn his lesson? We've ran Michigan in the trucks for 3 seasons now. This is the 3rd season. He always burns his tires early battling. Has he finally learned as he gets to the break early, rolls the bottom, stays in the draft? Can he finally win this race after leading so many laps every year?
Whoa, got some side-by-side action there. I think Aiden Gould is a threat at any track that he shows up to. He might have his strengths and weaknesses as a driver, but if there's one thing that I know is that if you give him a ton of power, he knows what to do with it and knows how to get the most out of that car. Never count him out, even if you think he's overcooking it, like he sends it 3 wide to the inside now for second.
Well, I thought he would stay back and save some tire. I was wrong. He looks to the inside of rookie Joshua Gayman. That's going to be for the lead down the front straightaway.
Everyone else is lined up on that outside line. With this extra power that the trucks have, they are already at the limit of the aerodynamic drag of these trucks, so lining up for the draft is going to be even more important. It's going to be really tough to pass on the inside by yourself, but when you're 3 wide at the front, who knows what can happen?
Gould, Char to Gayman down the back straightaway. Pop-Tart Pete has yet to lead a lap so far tonight, but he's been up front for most of it. Can he make something happen? This is entertainment. This is the Frontier Truck Tour, Alicia.
This is great, man. These guys have got a good hold on these trucks, but since they've really got that aerodynamic limit from the speed that they're carrying, they're able to just bounce around and really look for the air and just make the most of it. Pete Tart's right behind Aiden. Those guys are former teammates at the PAL League, so they run with each other often. I'm sure Pete doesn't want to stay behind for too long, but without much help directly behind them right now, I don't think the move is on.
Is that I thought that was like smoke ambient on the car. Is that a fucking dog? What is that truck? What is that paint scheme? I knew it was a Rocky scheme. I thought that was like smoke. I'm just now noticing. Is Rocky like Aiden's dog or something? America's crew chief from Mexico. is on the side of that truck. What paint scheme are we running right now, Gooner? This is the most Gooner paint scheme I've ever fucking seen. That's fucking crazy. Pop-Tart Pete in second, Joshua Gayman third, Ricky Mendonça fourth, Douglas Henry fifth, just in front of Matthew Legat, who runs sixth. Oh, Doug in the wall, pushes up, opens the door for Legat. Looks to the inside.
Mendonça goes low there. Interesting. I wonder if he's trying to feed that draft to Legat, wants him to push up rather than Douglas Henry, as Legat's able to make the pass.
And it's funny how we change our terminology in the same lap. We use draft on the straightaway and the back straightaway, and then Alicia, we use dirty air in the corners. What makes that significant? Why are we bringing that up?
Well, for those back at home, draft is the same thing as dirty air, but draft is when you want less weight on that car, that slipstream through the air that the car in front cuts through and gives you a higher top speed, less resistance on the car. However, you want that resistance on the car as you go through the turns. That wind pushing down on the truck makes the tires grippier, allows you to have more turning capability. You want to be able to go as fast as you can down the straights and be as grippy as possible through the turns.
Speaking of grippy, the young boy, Pop-Tart Pete, is going to make his way around Aiden Gould for the lead. He used a little bit of side draft. What does that mean, Alicia? Why did I just say side draft? They're in the corners. We used the term draft, but then I put side in front of it, and it means something completely different. All of a sudden, it's a good thing for one driver, a bad thing for another.
Well, Noah, side draft is when you get right up on that left side or right side, but near the rear bumper of that car in front of you. The wind that they push out off the nose allows the driver behind to really get up closer, but then as that bubble of air that second car pushes forward on approaches the leader's bubble of air, it kind of drags them back even. So it's a big tool that drivers use when they're trying really hard to pass on the straights.
Aiden Gould will turn down underneath Pete's art.
Legat nearly gets into Gayman there. I think he was trying to push hard for that pass. Ooh, man. Legat's been just dirt tracking it through these turns a couple of times, especially in that first stint. He's probably going to try to keep things cool and try to stay single file through it. And, of course, as I say that, he bounces off of the wall a little bit there. Wonder if his tires are just hot from that slide. No one's directly behind him to take advantage of it, but he's going to start losing on those leaders if he can't get those tires back under control.
Aiden Gould takes the lead for Pop-Tart Pete. He was able to drive underneath Pete when we were watching that incident with Matthew Legat, and is able to just build a run and get around him. Is Pete Tart allowing Aiden to go, Alicia, because he just saw Dylan Overton run out of fuel? He wants to save tire? Or is Aiden finally showing like he can win this race? We still have another pit stop in the books, but man, he's up front.
I think it's a combination of both, Noah. He knows, Pete knows that Aiden is running quick lap times, really good lines, and fighting just to get ahead of him is just going to burn off both of their tires. They probably both want to be able to conserve those tires and make sure they have a nice clean truck so that when they come into the pits there, their tires aren't all hot and worn. They're probably going to work together really well here. I know Pete's never one to sit back in second place for long. So this is definitely a temporary agreement between these two to sort of take it easy and remain single file. Yeah, this is just them sizing them up and sort of slowly circling before the big fight of the final sprint to the finish.
Matthew Legat looked to the inside of Joshua Gayman. Gayman will hang on to third. And man, Alicia, I want you to tell me, you've been in PAL since season 1. I believe we started in May of 2024. Frontier starts up. I want to believe fall of 2025. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was May of 2025. What is it being a veteran, having to race a rookie that seems to be fast? Do you see it in NASCAR, right? The Cup Series. These veterans, they harp on the rookies. They run the rookies hard. They don't show a lot of respect. The rookies have to earn it. Or when you see a rookie in your series, do you go, well, I'm just going to see what he does and play off of him? What's your approach, Alicia? Because Joshua Gayman right now, he's been top 5 this entire run. He's battling 2-time champion Matthew Legat, series champion defending Pete Tart for PAL and Frontier. He's been battling Aiden Gould, PAL Racing Season 3 champion. Give me your opinion on what it's like to battle a rookie. How do you feel them out, and how does a rookie earn your respect?
So I definitely like to race by the golden rule, which is race everyone how you would like to be raced. And as you start to feel them out, you'll see where their strengths lie, where their weaknesses lie, and how they like to race as well. I think Gaiman's just trying to make sure he makes a good impression here with these guys. He's looking pretty smooth and consistent to stay up there in the top 5. And I mean, just how he races these guys so far has been really nice and clean. I saw earlier when he was battling with Legat sort of had those bobbles here and there, and Joshua always made sure that he had the room to be able to recover that truck and not take them both out. So far I'm liking what I'm seeing out of this 61 truck.
And I'll add to that, your championship season in PAL Racing, you got to see the rookie Aiden Gould. You guys had some fantastic battles. His first career win, he had outrun you in a green-white checker restart at Texas, where he dove to the bottom in 3 and 4 and made what you had said an unbelievable move because of how the car stuck and how he made it through that corner. Talk about being a veteran and approaching a rookie that has speed. And if you want to reference Aiden Gould, go ahead. But you've got to see Pete Tart. You got to see Matthew Legat. And you were a rookie the same season as Douglas Henry, coming off of another series that you had to meet him in and battle him for a championship in. That you won, by the way. Way back GFI days, Unk.
Well, you're really aging me here, Noah. But for sure, people come and people go in racing leagues, and you start. The people who have pace usually make themselves known really quickly, and typically the people who have pace are usually also very good at car control and being able to intelligently recognize. Whoa, big slide out of Pete Tart! Oh, he's in the wall.
Pop-Tart Pete gets into the fence. I'm not sure if that was his own doing trying to overcorrect or if he had some help, but Douglas Henry, he's going to make the move for second over Joshua Gayman. Incident report for Brody Cummings at the same exact time. He's going to take it to the apron. We stay green, Alicia. There's a lot going on right now. Gayman and Douglas Henry battling for second. We'll look at the Brody Cummings incident report in a moment because we are staying green. There are battles on track. And you got cut off telling us a funny story. But, man, Michigan is serving right now. How close are we to pit stops?
Let's see, we are on lap 61, so we still got at least 10 more here before the guys start running low on fuel. But the pit window is now open, so if these guys want to pit anywhere between now and the finish, they won't need to pit again. Now, this is where the big strategy plays might come in. If you're tied up with the guys in front of you and you don't like that they're slowing you down, dragging you down, maybe you pit earlier. You come in and get those 4 tires, make your speed up now. Wow, man, how did Legat hang on to that one out of 2? My goodness. Pete Tart got a good view of the left side of that Waffle House truck. My goodness.
Joshua Gayman clears it to second, and look at Legat all over the tailgate of Douglas Henry. Pop-Tart Pete drops to the bottom line. This is a battle.
Legat followed Henry really close into 1 and 2 there, probably trying to give him as much draft as possible, but all it did was pull that air pressure off of the back of that truck, and he slid all the way through 1 and 2, and look at how much time they've lost. That's got to be 15 car lengths that they just lost through 1 and 2 alone.
So Aiden Gould leads by 0.7 of a second over Joshua Gayman. Pete Tart third. He is reeling in Gayman. Legat fourth. Douglas Henry. That guy has no quits. He's in fifth. Mike LaJoie getting a move put on him by Ricky Mendonça. Talk about Mike LaJoie, man. He's part-time. He joined Frontier in season 1, but he might have a total of like 4 or 5 starts. He's 6th right now. This is huge. By the way, we tried. No relation to Mike LaJoie, Corey LaJoie, unfortunately.
Yeah, my notes for Mike aren't very long, but he's been running really well tonight. He's probably looking to finish up at the front, just like the rest of these guys, as Legat and Mendonça pull down the pit road. They are the first takers out of those lead lap group.
Mike LaJoie passes the very wrecked race car of Jordan Marion. Jordan has been trying to get that truck put back together as he currently sits 2 laps down. But Jordan is a guy that runs full time. He understands the importance of points. He knows if he can stay out here as long as he can, another wreck might happen, other guys might quit out. He's going to get as many points as possible. Right now, Pete Tart, he'll just drive around. Excuse me, Gayman, excuse me, will drive around Pete Tart. Aiden Gould, 0.9 of a second lead, Alicia.
I think Josh and Pete can work together to really cut down that lead before pit stops happen. I think the best strategy for these guys, though, is going to be stay out as long as possible. If there is another caution, they don't want to be stuck a lap down. But I know there's one guy that is absolutely begging for another caution, and that's Dylan Herverton. He got caught a lap down when that unfortunately timed caution came out. He has been rolling around as the top car 1 lap down, I believe, before the pit cycle started here. So he has been hanging on for dear life and keeping up with those top 5, top 10 guys, just waiting for that caution.
Alicia, you've been a rookie in a series just as much as the next guy. I know you've ran a lot of different leagues throughout the years. How's it feel to be a rookie and get your first career win in that inaugural season? What about your first career start? Have you ever done that?
Have I ever started my career? Yeah, I have. I have, Noah, and let me tell you.
I meant get a win in your first career start.
Oh, never in a league have I gotten a first career start, at least never a league worth mentioning. But I definitely put together a really great race in season 1 here at Frontier Truck Tour. And this was probably one of the few leagues where in the first start of my experience with that league, I wasn't quite as nervous. I know a lot of the guys that came over from PAL, I knew how they like to race, and I knew that we were really just close and focused. Oh, there's a spin in, whoa, a spin in 3.
Yeah, I got an incident report out of Gary Smoke and Ronnie Lane. I was going to let you finish your thought, just in case it was I overlay classifying them hitting pit road as a wreck, but it seems Ronnie Lane is around once again, and I have a fair chance to believe Gary Smoke might have been involved because he also had an incident report when this happened. But we'll take a look at the replay of what happened to Ronnie Lane. So this is Ronnie Lane. That's Matt Vordrayan in the... Sorry, that's Mickey Sondara in the 5. Ooh, is Ronnie coming down or is Mickey turning him? We're going to have to grab another view. Ooh, looks like Mickey is coming up, Alicia. What do you think? Unfortunate for Ronnie Lane. Remember, this is a guy that was a championship contender, at least I would say the top 5, pushing, maybe top 10, pushing top 5 in points for many seasons in Frontier. I'm not sure if he made the chase last season or if he came up short because he missed a few races, but he is a guy that was a factor for the PAL Racing Top Rookie Award. I think Mike Hasty got it over him because Ronnie missed the race or two. This guy is a very good driver. Of course, the first wreck he was involved in, I believe, might have been his fault, if I can recall correctly. I'm kind of drunk. That wreck right there, not his fault at all. He'll hit pit road. He's already a one lap down. More damage. But if there's a guy that knows how to finish strong, whether that means at the end of tonight, in 3 weeks, or the season, it's him. He can put a good race together. A lot of drivers hit pit road. Matthew Legat and Mickey Sondara had pit lap 64. They stay out. Aiden Gould leads the race off of pit road, pitting on lap 69.
This is going to make things really interesting here. We're probably going to take the green with 28 to go. That's right at the end of that fuel window that these guys have, so I don't think we'll need to see much conservation. But the way that these guys have been mixing it up just in the middle of the race, that really makes me think that we might be seeing a green-white checker here, which means extra laps, overtime laps. And if you don't back that thing absolutely full of fuel and maybe even save a lap or two, you're going to be in trouble and have to come back down pit road to get some gas to finish off this thing.
We'll hit the green flag with, I believe, 29 laps to go. Alicia's calling a shot. He says we will have a green, white, checkered. Me, I'm not so convinced, but are we seeing the last yellow of the race? I don't know. I want to think so. Maybe not. How about we ask league owner Matthew Legat? We haven't done an interview yet tonight. We came in late, couldn't get Herviton. Let's get Legat. Matthew Legat up in the booth. Quick interview with you. Me and Alicia are up here. Are we going to see more cautions this race, or is this the last one?
I believe this is the last one. I think everybody's got fresh tires. The only thing I could see is maybe a restart caution, but hopefully not. Hopefully we get rolling here and knock off some green flag laps.
Two-time champion. Pete Tart gets the third. He's not full-time this season. Is it your turn to win it? Is Dylan Herviton going to win it? What about Ricky Mandonce's to his outside?
I'm a big fan of Mandonce. I think he's going to have a real step it up kind of season, but I do believe my main competition is Dylan Herviton for this championship. He's coming back with a vengeance, and he's going to be tough to beat every week.
We'll send Matthew Legat back down. Dylan Herviton may be the one to beat for the championship. Alicia, you can see the cars rolling through turns 3 and 4 to retake the green. 29 laps to go. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking we got to keep things clean. We got to make sure we conserve our fuel, but then make sure we're up front. So we got to roll with the punches.
Green flag, green flag.
Oh, top line does not get a restart. Pete Tart stacks up Mike LaJoy, Jacob Blakely in the 15. And we're back racing here at Michigan. Legat to the point. Ada Gould on the inside. Mandonce outside. Douglas Henry, Pete Tart, and Gayman. 3 wide for the lead. And how about this? Ricky Mandonce goes to the point. Legat drops into the third spot, battling Pete Tart. Pete Tart bumped Ada Gould. They almost wreck Alicia.
Oh, man. Gould got really sideways coming out of 4. Everybody wanted to jump all over him there and get that position. He didn't want to give it up. Look at him, all 3 wide.
And again, that goes back to what we mentioned before. These guys got to put it in a different lane than the truck in front of them to get clean air. They go 3 wide, 4 wide, back to 2 by 2. Ricky Mandonce leads. This is what his mirror looks like.
These guys are all over each other trying to get up to the point. They want to get themselves settled in so that when those tires start to wear, they only have to battle 1 or 2 guys instead of 5 or 6. Oh man, they are all over each other.
Aiden Gould doesn't want to get in line. He has just a little bit of bumper on the left rear of Pete Tart. He'll look to the inside. That's for the second spot. He'll clear him in the center. Exit, slide is up, and Pete Tart can't cross over. So Aiden Gould back to second, trying to run down Ricky Mendonça. Can Mendonça get his first career win in front to your truck door? Here comes Aiden Gould to the outside. Help with Pete Tart down the back straightaway. Into turn 3. How do they fare out of turn 4? Slide job. Aiden Gould looks back underneath the crossover. At the line, give the lead back to Aiden Gould. Clears Mendonça. Here comes Pop-Tart Pete. It.
Matt Borden and Chase
Oh!
Morales got
Mendonça
together there.
gets touched by Pete
Borden
Tart.
and, the 61 of Josh Gayman got together there. Coming out of 4, they are absolutely sending it, trying to make it up there. Those tires may not even be warmed up yet after getting them changed on pit road.
Mendonça got
side-by-side
hit by
contact
Pete
all
Tart.
over the
He's
place.
still going backwards, Alicia. Now he's making door contact with Michael LaJoie. Pete Tart slides up to Mendonça, sends him to what appears to be the 7th position if he can even hang on to it. Mike LaJoie is there, 3 wide now for 3rd. Leggett, Henry, Jacob Blakely. Look at this.
Man, these guys have 2 miles of racetrack, and we're seeing a knife fight at 180 miles an hour right now. My goodness. All this is going on 3rd through 10th place. Meanwhile, the front 2 are slowly starting to pull away. They want to see those guys fight, but they don't want to see them wreck.
Mike LaJoie, 3 wide, just in the back. I think that's the 088 of Chase Morales in the Aaron's 88 black car. Ooh, is that? That's Jaden Alexander in the 7, dives down to the bottom. Matt Verdrand just in front of him in the 33, dove down to the bottom. These guys are getting racy, Alicia.
And it's that final stint. They all want that track position, but they are going to kill themselves and their race if they're not careful. Man, I wonder who's back there in 11th or 12th making sure to keep their tires under control and just smiling and licking their lips watching these guys burn their stuff up.
With this increased horsepower package, really anything can happen, Alicia. Aiden Gould out front, Pete Tart second, Matthew Leggett third. These guys are some of the best at managing their stuff, but these new names we see in the top 15, it's a dogfight, ain't it?
Man, I have not seen racing this close out of the truck series, I think, ever. This has been really awesome to see. Good call by the league to add in this extra horsepower. They are putting on a show for us.
Rookie Mendonça top side. Mike LaJoie gets back behind him. Meanwhile, at the front, we'll flick the camera over to Pete Tart and Aiden Gould. Man, Pete feels like he can win this race. We pit on lap 69. Looks like there might be 3 drivers or so that pit lap 64, including 3rd place Matthew Leggett. Can we make it to the end on fuel, Alicia?
Oh, it's going to be really close for Leggett. I think Gould and Tart are able to save just enough to make it. They might have to run a little bit slower. Maybe they like to see that they're up front. Maybe that's why Pete Tart's been just hanging out behind Gould, not making any moves. He knows that if he can stay in that draft of Gould, then he can make it. And I don't know if Aiden wants to let him do that the whole time. That 3 wide action at the stripe.
77 of Robert Keach Jr. We haven't said that name in a hot minute, Alicia. He used to drive the number 1 truck. He was battling for the win in the inaugural race for Frontier. He makes his return in Season 4. He had 1 or 2 stars in Season 3. We did not see him in Season 2. He's battling for 10th right now with Ricky Mendonça like he never left. Oh, there's a wreck that's Jacob Blakely. Douglas Henry, we're wrecking massive!
Whoa!
Massive 15 truck of Mickey Sondara, 9 on the board, 15 on the truck on his side. Derek Stanley down to the infield to avoid. Wow, 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 what happened? Douglas Henry, he was involved. I'm getting some information. David Wright involved. Let's grab a replay, Alicia. You got the driver's radio. You have more information than me. I'll watch along with the audience. We'll see where it starts. Jacob Blakely in the 36. Douglas Henry to the inside, not quite on the left. Oh, Blakely gets loose. Doug moves high, but it's not enough to really get out of his way. So Blakely involves him in his wreck. And Blakely's trying to get out of the way. Gets clipped by Spencer. What the fuck? Wow. Hold on. We got to go back. So let's head on board with Jacob Blakely. You're going to watch him get loose. Doug tries to avoid, gets into him. Blakely comes back and gets him. You can see wrecking, grabs left rear. So watch this. You're going to see some drivers try to avoid. Blakely, I think he's trying to get down to the bottom out of the way. Gets nailed from the rear. Who is that? Sliding. That's a blue truck. I don't even know who that is. We'll grab another replay angle. Thank you for the information. We'll watch it again. So Doug tries to avoid the 36. We've done this before. Sometimes you kind of get into a guy. Maybe he tries to finish him off to save himself. Gets involved. And now this is going to be a big hit, Alicia. Are you ready? Here it comes. Spencer Burton throws the 36 down the track. And Gary Smoke hit Douglas Henry. And they go up and over. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. On board, David Wright. Oh, that's not even right. I'm going to go do it the quick way. On board, David Wright through this wreck. Let's go back. We're going to mainly view it. Sorry for the things being on screen. But we got to get more information on how this happened. What does David Wright see in his mirror? The 36 barely misses. Oh, wow. Alicia. That might be the thumbnail for tonight's highlight video. What do you think?
If you flip, you make the thumbnail, I'm pretty sure.
Wow. So Aiden Gould, we'll take a look at it. We spent so long looking at the replay. Only one driver hit pit road, Mickey Sondara. And maybe he was trying to fix damage. You can see that right front wheel well out of place. So the entire field stays out with the exception of Spencer Burton. He was involved in that wreck. The nose of his truck let's look at Michael LaJoy. Yeah, I mean, Spencer Burton looks okay after that wreck. I don't see any damage visibly. Maybe he grabbed tires, maybe he didn't. These drivers stay out because they think they're good on fuel. Did Spencer Burton grab a set of tires? Can he win this race? I'm not sure. How many sets did these drivers get, Alicia?
They get 2 sets for today's race. I think most guys grabbed their sets coming to that 30 to go caution. I think that was just the right call there. But yeah, if someone saved a set and took it now, they are sitting in the catbird seat.
Yeah, I don't believe that Spencer Burton saved that set. He might have just hit pit road to fix damage. Alrighty, 83 out of 90 laps complete. We're gonna begin lap 84. Aiden Gould, Pete Hart, Matthew Legan, Joshua Gayman, Chase Morales, Matt for a Drain, your top 3 rows. We're back racing here at Michigan. Matthew Legan tries to hang with Aiden Gould, gets on the right rear, is going to pull himself ahead of the 8 truck by about half a car. Who is that? That's Gayman. And we got a wreck in the back, Alicia.
Oh, he barely avoids getting smacked by several trucks, but just a little tap there. He may not have any damage or very minor, if that.
After a great race of racing clean, Alicia, the rookie self-spins. Is that going to hurt his reputation? Let's take a look at the replay.
It's not going to happen.
That's Chase Morales to his inside. What happens here? Oh, Morales with a wiggle. He saves it, but at the cost of Gay Man. Looks like Mendoza will get contact with the wall. Stanley, wow, dirt tracking on the top side. He'll save it. So it looks like the only driver with damage is going to be Ricky Mendoza. I'm trying to take a look at that truck. Maybe some cosmetic damage. He might be okay.
That hit wasn't the worst, but when you're at a track where it's big and wide and fast like this, even a little bit of damage can really hurt the truck. So hopefully it's not going to be enough to stop him from winning, but it's going to really make it all the more difficult.
Alicia, you know when you said green, white, checkered, and I said not going to happen?
I do remember that. Do you want to change your answer?
Listen, we're not going to have a green, white, checkered. I think it might be 3 to go, not 2 to go. But you were close. Might be 4 to go. Actually, are we getting side by side right now? Let's take a look at the pace truck, pace car. Lights are still on. Next time by, we'll get the 1 to green signal. That'll be lap 87. We'll take the green at lap 88. 3 laps to go. 1 off of a green, white checker, but I'll give you the credit. You might be right. Matthew Legat on point.
With the way that these guys have to push this truck for speed too, don't count out another late caution. If you can slide it a little bit, especially up on this high line, you can carry a ton of speed with you. But of course, the more you slide it, the more dangerous it becomes to, well, your health and position in the race. So we'll see some guys really stick it out there, really trying to make the most of their tires that they've got left, and maximize that aggression.
I've been drinking. I got to go piss. Hype us up for this one more lap of pacing before we get into a 3-lap shootout.
All right, well, viewers, I know we've been having a really great race so far. Just imagine we haven't seen anything yet. It's going to get even more crazy. These guys are going to have way less to lose. It's the final couple of laps. Something that drivers always talk about is you can't win it in turn 1. Well, now you have to win it in turn 1. So all the crazy moves you're going to see guys making big pushes, guys making big blocks, and you're going to see guys lay back and try to get a huge slingshot off of one mistake. Coming to the 1 to green, the lights on the pace car getting ready to come off. We got Legat, Aiden Gould, Pete Tart, and Chase Morales up in the top 4. Aiden and Aiden and Pete Tart have been up front for a lot of today, working hard together. We've seen a lot of Pete Tart staying behind Aiden Gould, and I think that's been very intentional from Pete. I think we're going to see him absolutely push, look to pass Aiden, look to pass Matt. He's probably going to be the one and the best position to make a move for the lead. We've seen that once people start to fight, the lead cars can pull away. So a big definitive move in the opening lap of the restart, I think, is going to be the key to victory here, because it's really difficult to catch back up and make a move for a pass without losing a position yourself, especially if everyone else doesn't want you to have it.
Absolutely correct. This is what your top 6 rows look like. Matthew Legat, series owner, wins the championship the first season, wins it again the second season. Aiden Gould had a shot to win it the second season, doesn't get it. Then you have Pop-Tart Pete. We incorporate the chase formats for season 3. What happens? Pete Tart wins, as well as a lot of other things like the POW Racing Season 5 Championship, the All-Star Race, a Crown Jewel race, 2 Crown Jewel races, by the way. 88, Chase Morales, rookie season. Ricky Mendoza is in 6th, who's inside Matt Verdran, a rookie. Mendoza looking for his first career win. Green flag is up. Green flag is out. We're back racing at Michigan. 3-lap shootout to decide tonight's winner. And Matthew Legat gets a good jump. Pete Tart to his outside. Do we stay clean and green through turns 1 and 2? On the inside, Jaden Alexander in the 7. for the third spot in the middle.
Whoa, a wreck!
Oh, wrecking! Mendonca's around, collects a handful of cars. Derek Stanley, Robert Keach Jr. involved. Alicia, I did not hear the spotter say yellow flag. Stephen James
Yellow
was
flag's
involved
definitely
in that
out,
wreck.
Noah. Yellow flag is definitely out.
Okay, I did not hear it.
Oh, Mendonca lost the engine in that wreck. He is out for the day. What a heartbreaker.
And we will confirm the yellow flag did come out. I almost didn't believe you because I did not hear it. Mendonca towed. Derek Stanley. Aaron Warren might have been involved. There's Robert Keach Jr. We have a lot to look at here. We're going to fast forward temporarily. Sorry for this popping up on screen. Hurts your realism. We got to get to where it happened. So look at Ricky Mendonca. He doors the 51 of Spencer Burton. That's the very middle of your screen to the left. He's okay. Okay, here we go. Michael LaJoie gets turned by Robert Keach Jr. Down into Ricky Mendonca, back into Robert Keach Jr. Derek Stanley nowhere to go. It recollects Michael LaJoie. Aaron Warren around. Wow, there's a lot happening right there. And I mean, there's just nowhere for guys like Derek Stanley. You're going to see Aaron Warren. Nowhere to go. Oh. No, I apologize. We have to speed up this for the moment. We're not getting to the end. Give me 1 second here, guy. I am a little drunk. We gotta see this from the rear end of Michael LaJoie. What exactly happened between him and Robert Keach Jr.? Mike LaJoie lifts, and Robert just gets to the back of. Yeah, I mean, that's not really Robert Keach Jr.'s fault, but it'll be the cause of the wreck. Mike LaJoie kind of survives, but he has some right side damage. And Alicia, you're absolutely correct. We go into a green-white checkered. Pop-Tart Pete, defending series champion out front.
Man, after a wreck like that, that really almost cuts the field of guys that are damage-free and clean to half of those that are on the lead lap. That really starts to limit your options on what you can do strategy-wise if you're trying to make your way up to the front, because you can't, bounce left or work with someone else, try to get to the front, because it's just the guys that are already up to the front now. So we're going to see these guys muscle their way through the turns here and hopefully survive. These guys get 3 attempts at a green-white checker here in the Frontier Truck Tour. I know we were worried a little bit about fuel economy, though. The extra cautions probably negate that. I don't think these guys are too worried about it. But if we go into the third one, then we'll start to have to ask the question, do these guys have enough fuel to make it to the finish?
Pete's Heart is going to lead them to green for your first attempt at a green-white checkered. Matthew Legatz, second. Aiden Gould, he's going to do something crazy for this race. My pick to win on this restart, Alicia, is Gould, because he's going to do something spectacular. To the outside, Matt Vordran, rookie-ish. He might have made 1 or 2 starts last season. We're going to still consider him a rookie. Jaden Alexander in the 7th truck, 5th. Spencer Burton, 6th. Chase Morales, 7th. Dylan Herverton, your pole sitter, 8th. They're going to come out of the
Dylan
restart
Herbertson
zone.
back on the lead lap, too.
He is. 17 trucks on the lead lap. Green flag is up. Green flag is out. We're back racing at Michigan. Green-white checker
Whoa,
decide to
whoa!
win.
Already a
Oh,
wreck.
no! Gay Man, Ronnie Lane, Spencer Burton involved. Oh, no. Let's see what happens. Herviton gets to the rear bumper of Spencer Burton very quickly. Burton goes to the apron, and I think Herviton's going to hook him, trying to push him, but again, Burton goes low. Morales gets collected, and I mean, is there anywhere for the rest of this field to go?
And the guy in front of you doesn't, then you got to check up, and that just gets worse and worse as it goes through the field.
Spencer Burton's a smart guy, and sometimes he can be too smart for his own good. Did he tell Dylan Herviton, I'm going to drop to the inside, go to my outside? I don't know why else he'd go down to the apron. Herviton throttles up, goes into that line that Spencer leaves open, and then accidentally hooks him. That's very weird to me.
I think this all starts right at the front, Noah. I think Aiden is trying to get the best jump that he can on the leader, and they come together in the restart zone. So I think he tried to jump it, and Pete Tart just didn't go quite yet. So there was a bit of a checkup, and just like you see in restarts, as the checkup starts up front, it gets worse and worse as you go through. I think you see Spencer dive down to the bottom to avoid taking out the 7 in front of him. And I don't know if there was just some miscommunication between him and Dylan, or maybe it was a little bit of net code and they got hooked together or something, but I know those guys didn't want to take each other out, but yeah, they just ended up together and spinning out half the field there.
Let's go ahead, since we have time, grab an interview from the driver that was the first to go around, Spencer Burton. He somehow restarts 6th. Hey, Spencer, this is Alicia and the Noah in the booth. You got a copy?
Huh?
Got a copy? This is Noah and Alicia in the booth.
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, you want to give us some insight on what happened there? Your teammate hooks you, but you move low. It's a weird situation. We're not sure what to make of it.
Well, no, it's these old guys with old tires. Pete's stacking up start. He's like blipping the throttle. He lets off right at the end of the box and then goes. It screws the 2 people behind him because they're expecting him to go because he keeps blipping the truck forward, so they're expecting him to go. He doesn't go. They run him over. I don't want to kill somebody, so I do the responsible thing and try to dip low. Dylan's smart. He's like me. He doesn't want to wreck people, so he tries to get down and get away from avoiding everybody stacking up. And we have nowhere to go because guys want to sit here and pity-pat a restart in week 1. Like, what are we doing?
Well,
It's time to grow up. This guy wrecks people in practice. He's been driving like a menace all race, and now he's getting blowing meat on these restarts, wasting green-white checkers because he's trying to hold on to a precious win. It's like, dude, you're supposed to be the champion. If you got that much skill, hit the fucking gas, drive away from everybody, and win. Like, what are we doing?
I absolutely understand where you're coming from, Spencer. Thank you for the insight and the clarification. We're going to send you back down. You're still P7. Something can happen. Well, that was emotional. I did not expect that, Alicia. Is he right, though? I mean, Pete Tart has spent a lot of time running leagues with a lot of your pro world-class wannabe iRacing Coke drivers throughout this offseason. He's retiring from PAL full-time. Same thing with Frontier. Is he playing games that we shouldn't do in Frontier? I mean, what's your take on that? Because Spencer seems very passionate that he's correct on his statements. Do I agree with or disagree with? I don't know.
It's tough to tell. I didn't see Pete's onboard data if he was trying to throw everybody off coming to that restart. But if what he says is correct, then that's not a great move out of Pete. You want to be nice and consistent for those guys behind you on the restarts. Let's see how we do this time.
Alrighty. Into the restart zone. Second green-white checkered.
Whoa,
Except that's
whoa.
Matt Verdran. Matt Verdran spins the tires. Mike LaJoie, Derek Stanley, and a lot of them. This is not how you want to start Frontier Truck Tour Season 2, Alicia. Wow.
Man, these old tires, these guys are just trying. Oh no, that wasn't another old tire situation. That was another bad jump on the restart. Oh man, a really bad wreck for a lot of these guys. But
Alicia,
the
we don't
33
have the
Matt
correct
Golden.
incident report. You tell me, who do we need to look at, and I'll look at manually.
Let's look at the 33 and just right at the jump.
Yeah, look at Aiden launch. Checks up for Dran. So was Pete doing a blurb of the throttle? He gets Mike LaJoie there. And I mean, there's nowhere for the 27, the 77, the 76 to go. And they turn out in front of the field. Let's go on board with Pop Tart Pete again. Sorry that everybody has to see me manually look through this. But it's what you got to do if you don't have the incident report pulled up correctly. We're going to go cockpit view into the restart zone, Alicia. Here we go. This is what we're going to see. Live time, no slow-mo. Did you hear that? Alicia, I'm not sure if you heard that. RPMs move up, but the truck doesn't. Did he hit the clutch and rev it to make an Aiden Gould jump? I mean, I gotta say, Pete Tart might be at fault. The question is, will race control see it as fit?
I don't know how closely Thomas has been instructed to keep an eye on these restarts, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's looking at these as well. Seeing some sort of shift in weight there. I don't know if Pete did a quick shift from first to second there at the very beginning, or if he let out of the gas for a moment trying to get Aiden ahead at the start. But
Here
I
in
don't
PAL
know, man. That's not
Racing,
the best look.
Alicia, we get the privilege of talking to race control. Let's interview race control right now. Thomas, this is Noah and Alicia in the booth. Do you have a copy? Race control, this is the booth. Do you have a copy?
I have a copy.
Thomas, 2 restarts in a row. We're being shown that, first of all, Spencer Burton claims Pete Tart was the reason for the first wreck. The second restart, we come to the conclusion Pete Tart might be the reason for that wreck. What is your call up in the booth, and how difficult is it to make these calls here as we enter our third green-white checkered?
When it comes to restarts, I'm seeing other people making mistakes, but I haven't officially sat back
Sorry
and
to
watched
see that,
these
Matt.
to even come up with a full inspection on what. But I'm hearing a lot about Pete's name today. I'm surprised if they factor in these restarts or not.
We're not sure exactly what Thomas said. He might be on his webcam mic or something. That was a little odd. Hard to hear what he said. I don't know if you heard it better, Alicia. I'm a little drunk, but I think the question is inconclusive on who's to blame. He says, I saw incidents out of other drivers. So Pete Tart will regain control of this race for green-white checker number 3 from the top spots.
On the driver radio, I did hear Aiden take the blame for that last restart fiasco, so I don't think that one was on Pete. I think Aiden did try to jump it and did mistime it, and I think what we're seeing there is not evidence of foul play, just evidence of the issues of iRacing and the replay system not being 100% accurate to what the drivers are seeing. Noah, these guys are coming through 3 and 4 for the final green-white checkered. Love to see these guys racing out to the finish. Do you think we can make it?
And when you say final green-white checkered, Alicia, I love to see them make it to the end, but what that means is that we're out of them. If a yellow comes out, whoever's leading wins this race. We've seen the wreck happen 2 times in a row on the restart. Can we fix it? Pete's Hart into the restart zone. Good launch. Everybody else stays straight. It's going to be a green, a white checker for the win. Pete's Hart, good launch. Matthew Legat second. Aiden Gould to his outside. 3 wide just behind. If we stay green, we'll race to the end. If we pull out a yellow now, Pete's Hart has declared your winner. Aiden Gould runs second. At the flag stand, anything goes, no matter what. A yellow can't come out. If the white flag is waved, we sit on the flag stand with Barney. If he waves the white flag, it's going to be official. We'll end under green. Big wreck. Brett Murphy upside down with the help of Spencer Burton. But it doesn't matter. We will end under green flag conditions. Aiden Gould to the inside. Beat turn to the outside. Gould will clear. Beat to the rear bumper. He'll move the 8 truck. Here comes Jaden Alexander. Here comes Matthew Legat. Down the back straightaway. Beat turn to the outside. Jaden Alexander. He is a rookie in PAL Racing. Has not made enough starts to make himself a rookie in Frontier. He'll watch the pair side by side coming to the checkered. Aiden Gould, Pete Tart, side by side to the line. Pete Tart with the advantage. He will win.
Oh, man.
Hey, good race.
Bro,
Good race, P. Let's
threw the
go.
most devious slide job. It was clean, but it was.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh, let's go. Hey, good race, Aiden. That was fun. Let's go. I did not expect to win that one. Let's go. Oh my gosh.
He says, let's go, let's go. Did not expect to win that one. Chase Morales cheers him on. Those are the teammates for that event. I was expecting to have to look for a call with him and some familiar drivers, but him and Chase Morales came into this event. Pete Hart will win it. There was a big wreck there at the end, Alicia. As Pete Hart begins his burnout, what's your takeaway?
Well, I
Wow, what a race. By the way, Jordan Marion involved in that very first caution. Rebounds for multiple laps down to finish 7th. Right there at the line you saw. Kerry Smoke was involved in a wreck. He was upside down at one point. He finishes 9th. Jonathan Gayman self-spins to come back for 10th. And Pete Tart is waiting for us on the front straightaway. Already did his burnouts. Let's go ahead and talk to him. Pop Tart Pete, defending a series champion. There's some controversy on these restarts, but you get the win.
Yeah, I mean, I knew I had to go late and try to stack them up just because the draft is so powerful here. But I mean, a great race. It was physical. I've ruffled some feathers along the way, but I don't know. We got it done. I'm glad I could because this may be the only race I'll be able to show up for.
Alicia?
Pete, these trucks came in today with the extra 10% power. I think that's the max that iRacing allows. How does that change how the car handled and your strategy with the tires for this race today?
So the cars were very loose, and honestly, especially in the long run, as they built looser, it drove better, I think, in dirty air than in clean air. I wasn't in clean air too much, but my experience was in dirty air, it turned like kind of normally, but with the extra horsepower, in clean air, it just like snapped loose. But I decided to take some fuel on the first yellow. I knew it was like 6 or 7 laps in, so that's like a solid tire advantage. Yeah.
Well, Pete, first win of the season for season 4. You think, yeah, I'm not sure how many races I can make it. So you do water polo for high school sports. That's kind of fucking gay to me, but you do you. You're in California. Nice to see you come and get a win. There is controversy surrounding this win and these restarts. How will you respond to that negativity?
I mean, there's a painted zone. I went in the zone, and not my fault they got there. They got a little antsy.
Alrighty, thank you, Pete. We're going to send him back down. Finishing second tonight, it's the Gooner, Aiden Gould. Alicia?
Aiden, congrats on your second place today. I know you were real close to winning that thing. You were all over the back of Pete Tart, but it just wasn't to be. What do you think you needed to finish ahead of him here today?
Probably just not giving him the top on the last lap after I pulled the slider off too. He went low, then I went low, and that was my mistake right there, was giving him the top, and I didn't have anything for him in 3 and 4 because I wasn't as quick enough as I was in 1 and 2, so I couldn't really pull a slider or anything on him going into the final corner. But overall, it was fun before it wanted to be a crapshoot for the past 10 laps after that. So, this is what it is. P2.
Aiden, we saw your paint out today. Can you tell us who Rocky is? Is that the dog on the truck?
So Rocky is the last dog to see Dale Earnhardt race. He's also America's crew chief as well. Check him out on Kit.
Can you give me a little more information on that? That makes less sense.
What was that, Noah?
I thought the last person to see Dale Earnhardt race was Frankie Muniz. What does the dog have to do with it?
The dog is 27 years old. He's the last dog to see Dale Earnhardt race.
Was it Dale Earnhardt's dog?
No.
Bro, but you gotta explain what the fuck you're
Dale
saying.
Earnhardt's dog.
Okay. This is a Dale Earnhardt. If you guys don't know, Dale Earnhardt, popular iRacing content creator. So thank you so much, Aiden. P2 tonight.
Thank you.
We'll send him down. Let's talk to a brother right here, Jaden Alexander. I don't know why I said brother like that. I don't know what the color of his skin is, but he is third place, so he's going to bring home the bronze medal. Jaden Alexander, you've made maybe a few starts in Frontier. We don't know much about you. You get third tonight. You're with a team of guys who all have a few starts in Frontier. What brought you back for Season 4? And then we'll talk about your run.
Yeah, Robbie actually got me in this league, Robert Keach, and it's a fun time racing with everyone in here, and we have some good battles. Luckily tonight I was able to get P3 finish.
Jaden, there were a couple of really big crashes all throughout the pack today. Were you using any specific strategies to try to keep the race clean for you, or was it just down to good luck?
I was trying to stretch the fuel run as long as I could, and it just so happened that the caution would come out as soon as I was about to pit, so I'd just get great field position out throughout the whole race. Slid through my pit box once and it set me back a little, but got through and got back up.
I know Aiden and Pete were absolutely dueling up at the front for the win. Did you have any sort of strategy or plan for if they got together?
Yeah, I saw them get into the wall off of 2, I believe it was, on the second to last lap. I thought I'd have my shot there, but went into 3, got a little tight, and just couldn't get under them there.
Well, Jaden, congratulations on the top 3. We hope to see you and your team back. All of you guys are part-time. Maybe Season 4 it'll be full-time. I know we didn't want those restarts to go the direction that they did. That's not really Frontier-esque etiquette, so hopefully we'll improve on that. But Jaden, congratulations on 3rd. Your team did a phenomenal job. Have a good night, buddy.
Hey, thank you guys. Have a good one.
We'll send him back down. Mr. Alicia, can you believe it? That has concluded the first race of Season 4 and the Frontier Truck Tour.
It was just as exciting as I thought it was going to be. Before I even knew we were running the extra power package, Michigan always puts on a good show. The big 2-mile tracks are really great to start out the season. The crashes were big. I can't wait to see the picture we get of the flip for the thumbnail. I think that's going to be incredible. And the fast guys were all jockeying up front all night, so it was just a really awesome race.
Thank you so much for joining me in the booth, and I cannot wait to say this, Jacob Alicia. I'll see you next week for the next race and Frontier Truck Tour. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. This was memorable. This was something. Let us know what you think in the comments. We'll read them. Have a good night, everybody. Alicia?
Have a good night, everyone.